Good evening, everyone. Matrix here. Happy Valentine's Day. Here's my watch list for February 15th. Bringing in the futures right now, looking very, very weak. We have yet to open up at midnight. Um, yeah, overall, the market's looking a little weak on the day. Just going to go to the daily chart right now. It's just looking weak today. However, I do think this is just a kind of like a minor pullback. We are at key support area now at around the 2730s. Okay. It might come down just a tad more and hit this 9 EMA before it bounces up. Okay. On the intraday side, though, I mean, looking at today's action, we have key resistance here at 2754.5. So this kind of relates to the 275 area on the SPY. Okay, so let's bring in the SPY real quick. As you can see, there was a key resistance here. Okay, the 275 area. And well, it really depends on how it opens up. I mean, if we gap down at the open tomorrow, then under this 273 or 273.50, then we do have a test of the 273, and from there it might bounce or it might come down even more. If it does bounce, I will be looking for resistance around this 273.5 area, and if it reclaims the 274 or this, yeah, if it reclaims this 274, we're definitely going to retest this 275.30s area. Okay, so that's my outlook on the market right now. Just a little prep work, nothing solid just as of yet. First up on my watch list, we have AMD. AMD on the daily chart is looking extremely bullish. Okay. We are on breakout and very near the next breakout level. The way it closed so well, after hours it popped. The way it closed so well, I do anticipate another pop at the open tomorrow. Okay, so we have key resistance here at 24. So this is the target I'll be looking for. And depending on what it does tomorrow morning, right, there are multiple theses on the day. So for example, if I'll be watching this 2360s area tomorrow, okay, to show either signs of topping or a remount and run. If it remounts and run, it will run to 24. That would be the long target. Okay, if it rejects, then it comes back down. After hours, because it ran so much, I do think that there is a possibility of a dip out the gates, and if it does dip out of the gates, I'm looking for a hold. I mean, this would be support, right, the 2340s, but it's just 1 point of resistance in the near term, whereas if I were to use the 2325s area, this has a few areas of prior resistance now become support. So this is more of a solid support to me, in my opinion. The 2325s area down to the 2320s. Okay, so if it dips out the gates, I'm going to look for a bounce here and look for a bit to hold to ride it long up to the target of 24. Okay, so that's my watch on AMD. Next up, we have ATVI Activision. Total miss on my part today because it was yet another easy day as it dipped out today and held the 44 at the open and ran to basically where I called it, the 46 and the 46.50. It basically did exactly what I said it would do from last night's watch. And now that it has closed the gap right here, I do think it could be time to pull back, although the pullback already happened from noon today, right? And we are currently sitting at prior breakout levels at this 45.30. So what I want to see is a few theses. Obviously, 45 is the key support area now. Yesterday and the day prior, it was 44 as we've seen and tested. So 44 today. Yesterday, it was 43. And then the prior day, it was about 42 and a half. So we are going up to the long side incrementally. There's still an uptrend line that the stock is following overall. So my bias is still bullish currently, although we are having a slight pullback right now. So what I want to see is tomorrow it holds the 45 pre-market and at the open. And if it does, then it's a long for me. If it snaps, I'm going to wait for a retrace to show me a confirmation of it holding under 45 and short it back down. 44 will give it some sort of a resistance here as it comes down, so it marks as support. We also have 44.80s as today. The stock, when it broke out, it pulled back and it held this 44.80s area, right? So we have a very concise support zone, okay? If, however, we get a cover pop out the gates, right? So I see short sellers piling in here, and 46 has set a very key resistance level right now. The stock did run 3 days in a row, so perhaps we could get a day of pulling back. It also filled the gap, right? And we are a little bit extended. So if it cover pops out the gates, I'm expecting a rejection signal around the 46 or 46.20s up here, okay? And from there, I will be looking to short it, okay? We have very key resistance area right here, okay? So that's my play on ATVI. Next up, we have Canopy Growth, CGC. They just came out with earnings after hours, and it basically chopped around on the earnings report, but still looking a tad bullish. So I am going to go with the bullish bias here for now until it proves otherwise. It does show a very prominent uptrend line, and we have support at 45 and 45.50s. 45 being a key psychological whole number. I want to see it dip out the gates, hold this trend line, and rip again. We might come a little bit further down to this 45.30s area and try to shake out the longs here. So I will give it that much room to take the long. Now, if this snaps, if this 45.50 snaps out the gates and holds under, then I will anticipate it for it to come all the way back down to the 45 first. I mean, just basing it all on the daily chart, right? If it snaps 45, we have the next area of 44.50, okay? Moving the support area up a little bit as well. There's a lot of support on this chart, right? So anywhere from 44.50 all the way up to 44.75, every quarter mark, it looks like it's holding. I like it for the bullish side just because there's so much support down here, right? I don't see any specific catalyst that would cause it to flush and flush hard. And I don't think people, the investors in the marijuana industry, are ready to bail out just yet or freak out, okay? So overall, I am bullish on the thesis here. And if we can test this 46.50s area and break out, that would be fantastic. CGC, AMAT is next. They announced earnings after hours, and as you can see, they had a negative earnings reaction. AMAT's revenue hit the consensus, however, their guidance missed, so we are coming down a little bit. I'm looking for a pop and drop thesis, and you can see a very defined resistance mark here at the 40.40 area. Okay, I'll probably give it up to 40.50 as well. So a 10 cents resistance zone. and from there I'll be looking for a short. We are sitting a little bit under the key psychological area of 40. Okay, however, we are also sitting right above the 9 EMA. If this thing keeps coming down, then we should be able to get an all-day fader all the way back down to the key support of 39. So there's about almost $1 here at the 39, and moving my support line up a little bit. Right here about the 39.30s, we should get some resistance as it comes down, and it might try to hold this area as well. I mean, if I link this horizontal line across, this is the 39.30s area, right? So mark that off, and we'll decipher the stock from there. If it snaps, then you know the stock is weak, okay? And it could potentially come down a lot, actually, because it's a negative earnings catalyst. NVDA is next, and this is going to be the final ticker on my watch. We had a fantastic earnings reaction, which caused the stock to pop about, wow, it popped 15 points where it started to pull back. So this stock is now very overextended, and it has pulled back a lot. I mean, if I were to put out some fibs here, let's take a look. Okay, so we're pulling back right at the 61.8 area. So really depends if this holds the 163.50s area. If it holds, then it's a long because of a positive earnings catalyst. If it snaps, then we could bring it down to the 162 and then the 160. Okay, because of the overextendedness of the stock. 165 key area to watch. Okay, key psychological whole number right here at 165, key resistance. So watch for a pop and see what it does. If it reclaims 165, then the stock is bullish in my opinion, and it will run and test the highs of today's at around the 169 area. Okay, so that's my watch list this evening. If you enjoy what you watch, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. If you have any questions, I will answer them. Write them in the comment section. Always check out the video description and my video links in my video descriptions for a discount to join Trick Trades, and as well as a discount for access to my broker here. No PDT, as low as $500. Actually, they're doing a discount for Valentine's Day right now. So as low as $400 will get you 14K of buying power, no PDT, very, very low commissions on each trade, and no monthly fees for the live level 2 and tape and the data feed. So that's a fantastic deal. The TFS has always been the broker that I recommend to newer and beginning traders to learn how to trade properly, okay? And they need the buying power and screen time to learn. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys all bright and early tomorrow. Good night.